safe way to food. That's easy.
Thank you.
To try to be nice to each other.
The temple of Apollo is here. The temple of the imperial worship behind. And now we are studying at the corner of this little temple here. The ruins behind you belong to this little temple. All this section here is a religious section, and there where this path is, it used to be the staircase. So very important for the agora or the forum is the religious section. And we enter now to the agora of Corinth from that section. Now on your right hand side there is the administrative section. Down to the end of the excavation is the court of justice. And there, in front of the temple of Apollo, here we have shops. We have shops. Now, the administrative section has in front a fence which divides the square in two parts, forming in front of the administrative section a yard, the Praetorium Yard, a place which was military, because in this yard all the bodyguards of the Roman officers who worked here were waiting and guarding them. The little phrase Praetorium Yard in the New Testament is mentioned once in the Gospel of Mark, where is described the trial of Jesus Christ, and is said that only Jesus was brought in the yard of the Praetorium while the crowd stayed out. Now, the most important place of every agora is the grandstand. This place is the place of all the public events, political or religious. The authorities during these events were not scattered among the crowds, but they had their own special and prominent place, the grandstand. The grandstand of this agora here is in the middle of this fence, is here. Greeks called the grandstand bima.
Oh man.
Bima is not the court of justice, because the court of justice is here. Bima is not the judgment seat.
Wow.
Is not. Now, how many of you have visited Israel? How many of you who visited Israel have visited the city of Dan in northern Israel?
Very few.
Definitely you saw the actual judgment seat. And the judgment seat is from the Hebrew tradition, not the Greco-Roman tradition. The Greco-Romans didn't have judgment seat. The judgment seat was for the Hebrew king, the king of Israel, to sit when he made an exercise of his judicial authority. And where was that judgment seat? In the palace?
No.
Where?
The gate.
Exactly. Where we are now? In the gates we are now. No, here we are in the city center. Confusing in the translation the terminology of different cultures, we make the confusion bigger. When we say bima, the bima is not any kind of judgment seat. The bima is the grand stand. Now, because I have understood that here we don't have only Americans, but we have an international environment, I'm sure that during your national festivals, your government stands upon a grand stand to see the parades, to see what goes on in the capital city. Or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was also what happened in the Roman time. Now, I would like to tell you and please, the Americans could say yes or no, that in Washington, D.C., every July 4th is erected a grandstand for the American president and all the cabinet to see and to attend the festivals.
Yeah.
From this day, July 4th, from this place, the American president decorates prominent American citizens,
Yeah.
heroes of war, for example.
Yes.
The same thing was done during the Roman time. Romans here were conquerors, and everybody hated them. Although among the people were sympathizers, conglomerators. These people were found by the Romans. They were called by the Romans benefactors, and for these benefactors, Romans made a festival to introduce them to the city. Similar thing. Yeah, like decorating them because of all what they had offered to them. At the end of this festival, the conglomerators, called by the Romans benefactors, were requested to go up to this grandstand, to stand on the side of the authority for being glorified, and to be the model for the rest of the city who was there hating them more than the Romans.
Yeah.
That was a common feeling, but was not allowed to be expressed. In the case these negative feelings were expressed, regardless if the person was a criminal or not. For example, somebody went to a restaurant one day and got drunk, and he started telling, the dumb Romans came here from the other end of the world to conquer our place, without being a criminal, without making a conspiracy against them, but expressing just his negative, was arrested. Was arrested, but was not brought to any court of justice where the penal crime was judged, because he was not a criminal. He was brought in front of the Romans, at the same place where the other people were decorated. And if he was found guilty of hating the Romans, the city was gathered again to see how Romans treat their enemies. This is the bima. When you go to the court or to the judgment seat, the question is, what have you done? What is your crime? Are you a thief? When you went in front of the bima, the question was who you are. Show your identity. Are you a friend or an enemy of the administration? Totally different question.
Yeah.
And this is the bima. And not more than that. So, the next now is to go there and to... Sorry, the others were more quick than us. Yeah, but